you, Chairman Parker, and good evening to everyone present here and all of you watching at home. I hope everybody is having a safe and enjoyable April vacation. So item number one is the superintendent's update, as usual. All right, so while, oh, that's loaded, okay. I just wanted to begin by thanking our teachers and administrators who are running this week's Acceleration Academies at all of our K-8 schools and at Everett High. So we provided the details about this program during our March 1st meeting, but as just a quick recap, the academies are being held today, April 20th through Friday of this week, April 23rd, with some schools offering in-person sessions and others via Zoom and remote platforms. So our educators are helping a wide cross-section of our students, including English learners, students on IEPs, and general education students. Building leaders made strong efforts to connect with students who've missed a large number of school days this year and or have been identified by their teachers as needing additional support. So today was a very successful start to those programs. And I just wanted to thank those teachers and administrators for making that happen. So since tonight's meeting is going to be heavily devoted to our budget plan for fiscal year 2022, I'm trying to keep tonight's update shorter than usual, but there are still a few items that I wanted to share with you before we move on. So first, I wanted to let everyone know that next week we are going to be celebrating Abilities Awareness Week. So at the district level, we will be holding or participating in 4 special events from Wednesday, April 28th through Saturday, May 1st. So the celebration will start with Rock Your Socks Day, which is a fun event in which students, teachers, and staff are going to be encouraged to wear colorful and bold and mismatched socks for Down syndrome awareness. On Thursday, April 29th, we are asking our students to celebrate their superpower and show the world the abilities and interests that make them unique. As we all know, intelligence comes in countless forms, and this is a day that's going to give our students the chance to shine that spotlight on whatever it is that they excel at. Get in the Game is the theme for Friday, April 30th. So we will hold a district-wide Jeans Day fundraiser. The $5 donations we collect will benefit the Special Olympics for Massachusetts. And then the week will conclude with an autism awareness motorcade on Saturday, May 1st. So organizers are asking participants to wear blue and decorate their vehicles for the motorcade around the city. Participants are asked to gather at the Everett High School parking lot at approximately 10:30 a.m. for an 11 a.m. departure. So we do hope that people will come out and join us. In addition to the schedule, our schools have a lot planned for that week as well. So for example, buildings are planning to have teachers and students wear different colors to celebrate different special abilities during that week. Appropriate videos and activities will be shared with teachers to enjoy with their classes. Daily themes will be utilized in several of our buildings as we join this effort at the classroom, school, and district levels. So we're very excited about that, and I wanted to thank our Special Education Director, Billy Donahue, and our CPAC for collaborating to create this week of events. So this slide includes but a very small sampling of the great artwork that our students have produced during Youth Arts Month during March. So to more fully enjoy all of these pieces of art and the talents of our students, I would encourage you all to visit our website where you can directly link to a gallery of the paintings, drawings, photography, designs, and 3D animation that's been produced by our students. It's actually incredibly impressive. I wanted to thank, as always, our art faculty for doing everything they can to ensure that our students are remaining connected to the arts and to the creative process. I wanted to extend a quick thanks to Staples of Somerville for donating dozens of care packages to the Parlin School. Those packages contained a large bottle of aloe hand sanitizer, 2 small bottles of hand sanitizer, and 8 packages of tissues. So they'll be distributed to all Parlin classrooms as we continue our rollout of in-person teaching and learning. So our fall 2 season got underway this past weekend as the Crimson Tide boys and girls soccer teams led by coaches Pedro Blas and Deanne Gallagher played Revere. We are also now competing in field hockey, which is led by Coach Melissa O'Donnell, volleyball, which is led by Coach Jennifer Spain, cross country led by Coach Brendan Hassey, golf led by Coach Steve Gallagher, and football led by Coach Rob DiLoretto. So our teams will be playing throughout this vacation week, generally at 10 or 11 a.m., and we will be live streaming all of our senior nights on the EPS Athletics website as we did during the winter season. So the week will culminate with Friday night's home game, football game versus Lynn English at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. and the game will be live streamed and rebroadcast on EHS 15 next week. So again, per the Greater Boston League rules, each football player will be allowed to invite 2 fans to the football games. General admission, unfortunately, is not yet allowed, and we will continue to announce any changes to the attendance policy if and when they are made. But I do just want to thank our players and coaches for their patience and dedication throughout the school year. It has been so satisfying to see their hard work pay off in the form of an interscholastic schedule. The MIA is currently formulating its plans too for the spring season, and there is some hope that it will include state tournaments. Originally, games were scheduled to be played between May 17th and July 3rd. If and when that timetable is changed, we will announce it. EHS is set to field spring teams in baseball, softball, tennis, track, lacrosse, and crew. Wrestling, which has its own set of challenges due to the nature of the sport, is a possibility for the spring slate, but that too is still to be determined. Last week, we held our second English Learner Parent Advisory Committees, or LPAC meetings of the 2020-2021 school year. So we had great attendance. 30 parents attended the Haitian Creole Zoom meeting, 95 parents attended the Spanish Zoom meeting, and 49 parents logged on for the Portuguese session. So we were really pleased with the turnout, which definitely built on the success of our first meetings that were earlier this year. And we do hope for continued growth in that attendance as our LPACs gain more traction within the district and our community. So in addition to the topics that were chosen by each individual LPAC, all 3 LPACs were polled about what they want to see the district offer over the summer. So the opinions expressed represent a very long list of interests and priorities, from traditional academic supports and core subject areas to enrichment opportunities centered around activities such as soccer, dance, swimming, art, and cooking. We also polled the parents and guardians to find out what types of adult classes and schedules they would like to see offered this summer, as well as the time and modality for those courses. And parents also did ask that we create a more streamlined enrollment process, which we will certainly make happen. So we will be keeping all of these suggestions in mind as we formalize our summer programming. There are several, really great things that can be said about the formation of our language-based LPACs, but one thing that I wanted to mention in particular was that in practice, these are very much parent-driven organizations. So the officers set the agenda and parents are free to discuss the topics openly and honestly in their native language. The LPAC meetings are not district events in which parents are invited. In fact, it's the opposite. They're parent meetings in which EPS leaders are invited. So we've quickly created this distinction and we'll be sure to maintain it in the future. And I do want to thank, as always, our EL staff and our family liaisons for making the meetings a success. So now we come to our 2 key metrics, our COVID metrics, our daily incidence rate and our percent positivity. So our district is now in the yellow medium risk category again, which is positive news. So this is according to both the state ratings and ratings from the Center for Disease Control. So despite an uptick in both metrics last week, we are very glad to see that the decline has begun thanks to all the precautions our city and residents are taking. We also remain focused on the number of confirmed cases for school-age children, which you see in this next slide. in Everett. So here we see the month by month totals of all those living in Everett from ages 0 to 19 who've tested positive for COVID, including April's total up to today. And again, this is all students 0 to 19, even if they are not students in the Everett Public Schools. So we will be doing everything in our power to limit the spread of COVID while our students do return to in-person learning after this spring break. And to help, we do ask that our families and staff continue to self-screen and err on the side of caution on attending school when you or someone in your household is showing any symptoms. And finally, in preparation for students in pre-kindergarten and students in grades 6 through 8 returning to full in-person learning on Monday, April 26th, approximately 61% out of the responses we've received thus far have opted to return to full in-person instruction. So this chart shows that 31% of families have not yet given us their decision, and will continue this week our efforts to conduct individual outreach to families. We do ask that parents and guardians take the time to let us know what they are planning to do on the 26th. If you are happy with remote learning, please let us know by filling out the form so that we can plan accordingly. Finally, I also wanted to provide an update on our Meals to Go program. Starting the week of April 26th, we are going to be distributing meals twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays from 2:30 to 4 p.m. And our distribution sites are at Everett High School, the English School, Cavarian, Lafayette, Parlin, Webster, and Whittier School. So that concludes my update for this evening, and I will take any questions if anyone has them.